Woo, woo. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Painted Live. It's now 9 o'clock, and we're already into some painting. I just went ahead and hit the record button right now, even though I'm uh, kind of at a challenging juncture in painting this miniature. I'm going to go ahead and get the live stuff ready. So here we go. Make sure my comment section is up. And yeah, so we're getting started. I'll show you what I'm working on before I pull this stuff off camera, because there's a lot of I'm actually at the really tricky part of painting this miniature. So what we're looking at here, this is the Calico Kate Relic questing night for Relic Nights. And a few nights ago, I went ahead and primed her, built her, primed her, and did some very initial airbrush effects. So that's what we're looking at here, kind of going with like a fiery orange on her. I'm in the middle of fixing the face. I kind of had an issue here with the black headband. Kind of got a little bigger than I wanted it to be, and it's encroaching on her one and only eye. So let me fix that, and then we'll get back to it, okay? So that's what I'm working on right now. And I think I'm just going to kind of stick with her tonight. I might do a little bit of Sebastian Cross here as kind of a time filler while I'm waiting for things to dry. But no, for the most part, it's going to be her, and of course her loyal cipher here, Scully, hucking the bomb. But yeah, they're going to be more fiery orange than they are black on the what they are in the cover art is they're mostly black and red, actually. So they have the Calico Kate in red. I'm going with orange because I think it's a fun. So the color is very fun, and I just think it's a little more cartoony, a little more lively. So that's what we are working on tonight. And I'm going to get her to hopefully to a good point here on the face, to where I can actually pull back and show you a little bit more of what I'm doing. So there we go. Starting to look pretty good there. Let's see what we got in terms of the eye. I did encroach on that eye a little bit. I'm going to give just a little black dot. This is one of my favorite miniatures in the entire Relic Knights line, if not just flat out one of my favorite miniatures of all time. And I'm super, usually I would put her off to paint towards, when I get to a night where I want to indulge myself and paint something fun. But I'm also very interested in playing her. So that's why we're painting her tonight and not Cross. Typically, I would be painting Cross if there was no gaming goal at stake here. But frankly, I think she has a more fun playstyle than Cross does. So we're going to paint her tonight. Okay. And you can see that's the majority of this model is that orange. I could contrast it with something like black, and that's the general plan, is to use black to contrast it. But you could also do a third color, like you could do a red. But I don't really want to do anything like that. I want to leave this model really sharp with two really sharp striking colors. And then, if I do a third, it's going to be a subdued color, so it might be a brown. You might think I would want to do a blue as a complementary color, but I'm not interested in that. I don't want to, at this point, I love the orange so much, I don't want to take away from the orange. Or the orange is really awesome. And I'm gonna, ooh, I don't like that. Got a wobble here on the arm. That is one of the downsides to these new resin miniatures, is some of the parts are very delicate. And I didn't want to pin the arms on this model because they're just so skinny. I was worried that even though I have bits for the pin vise that are small enough to go through this, I was worried that I would actually end up splitting the resin because it's brittle. And I definitely do not want to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to have to make do. I'm assuming at some point this may wiggle off, and I will have to address it then. It would be a shame to have to, over glue that to get it to work. It'd be nice if I could strengthen it without having to pull it off. But at this point, it's almost better to just see if it hangs in there rather than yanking it off and then re-gluing. And the truth is, it's not wiggling that much. It's not too bad. But so yeah, that's the plan for tonight. We're gonna work on this little lady here, who is just brilliant. She's just brilliant. Okay, so we're gonna spend a lot of time just getting that face right, because the face is just seals the deal. So much about this miniature I love, but the face just seals the deal. Little eye patch, the hair, everything is awesome about this model. Shoot. All right. So we're gonna tone up some basic skin tone here. If you were just joining the show, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting or what you should be painting. Tonight's miniatures, Relic Knights Resin, Gen Con pre-release stuff. This is these minis were something I'd been waiting for a very long time post Gen Con. There was an issue with my order, and I guess it kind of fell through the cracks. There were some issues with their computers or something. I don't know. There was a lot of things to consider. Bottom line, it wasn't getting to me. And you guys know what a shill I am for Ninja Division, and I say that half truthfully because I'm a volunteer for them. I'm a big fan of their products, but this particular situation had really kind of weakened my my opinion of them. It really kind of threw a shadow on my opinion of them. And that said, I tried not to ruffle too many feathers, but I also, when I advocate things for the people around me, I try to remain truthful about them. So if I feel that they're dropping the ball at certain points, I will be upfront about that. And I guess that's just kind of what you get with me is I'm gonna praise you at your best, and I'm gonna challenge you when I feel like you could be doing better. And that's just me. I'm a consumer. and you know, I can be vocal at times. Now, here's the real question for me. Do I want to put lipstick on Calico Kate? Her face already has good character. And the one thing about lipstick and makeup is while it's really cool, sometimes it can be so drastic that it feels like it's taking away from the miniature. Um, in fact, even the like really rich line around the eye, I'm going to have to continue to cut around, make that a little thinner. It's almost like you just need a little, it's just like a micron of that black outline around the eye. So the tighter I cut this, the more normal she looks. And there goes the arm. There we go. So I'm going to need to re-glue that. Not the end of the world. It's just an annoyance. So I'm going to have to re-glue this. Doesn't look like there's really any glue here I have to clean up. That's often one of the issues when you're doing that kind of work, is cleaning up like excess glue there. But anyway, I think I can do this fairly clean. Let's hope so, right? And I'm going to just have to hold this here for, 20 seconds. I guess I'll hold it here on camera just so you can see. Yeah, if this were a metal miniature, I would have went ahead and tried to pin that. But again, because this is a resin miniature and, it's real skinny arms, I don't want to potentially shatter the arm by trying to run a drill bit into it. Okay. God, it's so great though. Just a fantastic miniature. I'm going to look at the card art. So here's the artwork on the card. You can see even the card art is fairly simple. They're just going with a crimson red and black there, and they have the cape. Now, I did not put the cape on this miniature. I didn't like it. I didn't like the cape. I think the miniature is so much more powerful. The cape, I understand that they're probably just trying to mute the miniature a little bit. She's just very striking. She's tall. She's got heels on. Here, I'll show you the back, and that's cool. Little booty shot there, but they had the cloak over it to kind of mute this. I don't want to mute this. I love this. This is great. This is what I want to see for the miniature. So that's why I'm not going to mute it. Let's actually put some lipstick on the mini, because that's what the studio art has. And I'm going to thin this. And anyone see where there we go. Okay, so I'm going to add a bit of the skin tone to my lipstick, and then we're going to apply. I have to be a little careful here because I just glued that joint, the left arm there. This is a really thin. Hi, David O'Connell. Welcome to the show. So you can't actually see this red from the lipstick. I'm going to have to do a couple of layers and then clean it up. I'll clean it up with the next highlight of skin. But I want to be sure that the red is down. Okay. Cool. So right now it looks like she has like a Joker face right now. See that? Little big red lips there. We're going to clean that up. A simple way, just taking another layer of our basic skin tone mixed with deep skin tone. And I've been using a lot of flow improver lately, just because specifically on skin tones, because I noticed they're just looking a little crusty, especially when I did Questing Night Malia. She just seemed really crusty, and it bothered me. It still bothers me looking at that miniature, because I absolutely love that miniature, absolutely adore that miniature. But I think I have ended up putting a little more texture on her skin features, and I try to keep those smooth if I can. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight up a new color. This is a little more towards the basic skin tone color, and so I'm going to apply it as a highlight, and at the same time I'm going to cut around her mouth to fix the makeup job. Okay. Whoa. See, even that. It's a little textured. What are you working on, David? Let me know. Yeah, that's a little more texture than I would like for the model. And that's with Flow Improver. That's the scary part about this. You got lots of Flow Improver on this, in this paint, and it's still kind of textured going down. I'm still getting issues with the tip here. I think this brush is just about had its days with me. Because yeah, the tip is going all over the place. I can't even get it to just line up for me the way you normally can with a, Winsor Newton. You could also see though that I'm mixing the paint with the brush, so that's a no-no. That will also reduce the life of your brush. So I don't really recommend people do it, although you just saw me do it. So just being a little hypocritical, right? All right, so you're just starting the Terry Brick Mage, which is awesome. After being driven mad by the tiny Ninja Cola. Yeah, that is a teeny tiny little model there. I'll be honest with you. I rushed my Ninja Cola. I didn't see much um, cause for trying to sweat that one out too much because there's lots of really tiny detail in it. But I was like, you know what? If I try to capture each and every little detail on a model that size, it's not going to look very clean. So I went ahead and just opted to not do that. All right, Kate is coming along. She's looking pretty good. Let me give you guys a little close up here. If it'll take. There we go. See, that's her face. You can see a little half grin there. I didn't hit that with a total red like they have on the artwork, but she's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with her. All right. So the next thing we have to do while we have her here is I'm going to put a wash down, and I don't know that I need to wash her. Oh shoot! I don't know that I need to wash her skin, meaning her one and only exposed face. I just don't know that I need to do that. I don't think that the wash is going to give me anything there. However, I do think that the wash is going to give me good effect over her hair. So I'm definitely going to wash her hair. The question is going to be, what do I wash her hair with? She's a redhead, so sepia wash is my go-to. So we can consider that. I could go a little bit muddier and go with like a strong tone wash, or I could even go more red and do a sepia ink and see how that works. Sepia ink should be really interesting over this because it's going to be a very ruddy ink. So if I do it right, sepia ink will really give her hair a richer, redder quality. So I need to figure out what color the stocks on her guns here should be. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. And then we're just going to check the character card again. I think I would go more to the sepia ink. Yeah, sepia ink as opposed to the wash. The ink is fairly intense. The wash is a little more like golden brown. Let's see here. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a shot. You really want the hair to stand out from the outfit. I agree. I think I'm about ready to mount the miniature on a handle here so that we can paint her a little more effectively. But I have some decisions to make. So the major accent color is going to be black. So boots, belt. So I took the cape away from this little the top part. I don't know what color to do that. I might actually do that in white. That might be interesting. Just a white top there. I don't know. We might look at that. Okay, so let's get some sepia ink, and I'm going to dilute this ink a little bit. Actually, you should make it a practice to dilute your inks because they're super powerful. You don't need to. There are very few reasons to use an ink at full strength. There's some crazy like effects you may want to do that would require an ink at full strength. For example, there's a way you can do ice using a bright blue ink as a good starting point, and you can actually build your ice that way. Okay, so this sepia ink is actually really fairly dark, but it's doing what I want it to do. It's really giving me good shade across the miniature. Okay. Yeah, good definition coming in there. So I'm gonna run this ink, and then we'll come back to it and see if I want to highlight or not. We'll just have to see how everything dries down. Sometimes you don't need to highlight. Sometimes highlighting will take away from some of the cleanliness of the model. Whereas, if I'm coming back in, highlighting every line and every crevice, sounds cool. And, when the pros do it, it looks really cool. But at the same time, I think that we can actually prioritize our time here to go after more specific effects. Okay, so let's go with the black. While I'm here, you can see it almost looks like she's biting her lip. There's not much of a happiness there. I love it though. That's just awesome. Love that. All right. So let's continue on with the black gray. I'm actually going to do Scully's bomb while I'm doing this, because that's the bomb and maybe the hat. I don't know. Yeah, probably the bomb and the hat. Okay. Anyway, let's at least block out the black gray and where it will appear on this model. So it will be on the guns, it will be on the belt. It will also be on the boots. Okay, so and kind of here. I gotta do something. Sorry. I'm gonna take this white. We're gonna do something rare for me painting, and we're gonna plan a little bit ahead. Okay, so back to the artwork. These guns have a lighting effect going on in them, so I'm going to prep for something similar to that by painting in the channels of the gun this white color. That's going to give me more leeway when I come in and hit them with the effects that I will want down the road here. All right. There we go. I'm liking the bases. Sorry if this is repeating myself, but where did you get those laser cut inserts? Um, these are from a place called Tectonic Craft Studios, TCS. They have an online shop, but I don't know how well their online shop is maintained because I actually had some problems finding these. I ended up buying these at one of the local conventions down here when Tectonic Crafts was there, and they're fantastic inserts, good value. You know, they're cheaper than resin bases, and they look fantastic. All right. Anyway, let's get to this blocking off of the black. I could do the black. I don't know. Well, let's just start and let's see. So for sure, the belts and her holsters will be black. Probably the boots, although I may end up doing less black on this model than the studio art because I'm really liking this super bright calico cape. Pretty awesome. So I don't want to, I may just do certain parts of the boots, like maybe make the boots like two-tone black with the orange. Yeah, Tectonic. Again, if you can find them, it's more power to you. They're called Tectonic Crafts Studios, TCS. They make some really cool kit, including the base inserts. They do some terrain. They do other gaming accessories as well. I wonder if I should do the shoulder. We'll just call it we'll call them pauldrons. Yeah, we'll call them pauldrons because, and I don't have a cloak for them. But we're gonna call those pauldrons. The thing over her shoulder. We need to decide if I need to decide if I'm gonna do something with that little plot there. Okay, so some maintenance stuff. Extra Life is done. Super stoked about that. All prize support at this point has either been mailed, sent out, or hand delivered. So for those of you in the US that won online prizes, you can expect to start seeing some of your stuff come in starting on tomorrow. Okay, so be on the lookout. Hopefully you guys get your stuff. Please let me know that you've received it. That helps me just kind of cross it off the list and reinforces the the whole concept of giving and then allowing people to pick where the money goes to. So that's done, and that's a huge burden off my shoulders. So with Extra Life being done, that's pretty much it for live events for the year. Um, and we're already starting to look at next year, what we might be able to offer next year. Um, Frankly, I don't know. I'm still uncertain about next year. I I've been in this holding pattern ever since it's not a holding pattern. I guess it's more of a permanent state of tentative on everything. I just got a more tentative hold on my hobby universe, and that's mostly about me having a kid, and little kid is starting to grow up, and we're spending lots of time together, me and my son, and it's just fantastic. And so my priorities have changed. That said, still a gamer, still a hobbyist, and I still want to do gaming stuff next year. The extent of which I just don't know. That's the open part of the question. I still want to work some cons. I think last year, the end of this last season, um, really wore me out, and I told people around me, like, I really need to consider if I'm going to be coming back next season and doing all this stuff. Now, I usually try to tell myself um, that I'm going to do fewer cons next year. I'm going to do fewer cons. I'm going to do less things for gaming. My family life is starting to become even more prevalent now, and time with the boy is very precious to me. And I like my gaming, but do I need my 3 to 4 time per month gaming habit? Do I need to continue to keep it up as this sort of high octane lifestyle with the always playing games, always running cons, doing that whole thing? I don't know. I gotta to look at that objectively during the quote unquote off season and decide what I want to do. Um, some friends of mine have already asked for help with con tickets, which means that does kind of that does kind of put some pressure on me uh, to continue with the cons. But I'll be honest with you and say it's not really the key motivator for me continuing at the cons. Fact is, I just love the cons. I do. I absolutely love the convention atmosphere and being a part of that. All right. There you go. So I got the guns blocked off in terms of that black color. Model's starting to look more and more striking. So more of a orange and black. When you see that combo in nature, that obviously means poison. So let's see. Hello, Westy. I'm home from D&D. Hey, what's up, Tori? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, let's figure out how we're going to do this. I think it might be cleaner if I did the top part of the boot, the bottom part, and this little runner in between. So let's start with the top part of the boot, just so we can see what we're talking about. Because the boot has little segments in it, and I don't know that I want to give all of that up, as I'm painting. I may want to retain some of that fine detail in there. See, even David says hi, Tori. So let's paint those, because those for sure we want to do in black. You know what this model reminds me of? This reminds me of the Yujing factory, Yujing faction for Infinity, because of the bright orange and the black. Okay, so tops of the boots look good. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna paint the stripe down. I'm just gonna paint that stripe, or I could do the opposite and just paint the calves. No, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna paint the heels black. Let's just start there. So when you don't know when you're not 100% sure of your color scheme, I recommend just trying it. It's just paint. You can fix paint. And this strap kind of comes across the top here. So good. Just having a break from writing. Okay. All right, let's try what I was talking about. Let's try hitting that center channel with the black. Ooh. Gonna overstretch there. Okay, so more like that. See that? More like that. Let's the some of that orange stay on there with the calf, right? And it gives you good detail on the boot. So I think we are doing that. Let me ask you guys this: on the pauldrons, should those be black or white? And I'm talking about the little half coat over her shoulders. Black or white? Let me know. I was thinking white for a second. I'm almost thinking black now, just because it's just such a stark contrast. It really makes the model pop. Her heel on this side's busted a little bit. Oh, this actually does kind of carry over, doesn't it? So it's actually more like this. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. There. So it's actually a little bit more black than originally. White lines black. Yeah, I don't know. I could do white little trim at the top of the boots. I'll also consider doing that gold. Black stays true to the space pirate bias of the model. I'd agree. And then it's just such a sharp uniform looking miniature with just black and the orange. The orange is screaming right now, and I think that is awesome. Here we go. So there's the boots. Yeah, this does look a lot like a Yu Jing miniature. Make sure everything's congruent before moving on to the next phase of this plan. Okay, so yeah, let's do the surcoat. I'm sorry, the pauldron's black. I'm just worried. I'm worried that it's gonna get. I'm worried it's not framing the head better. You know what I mean? I'm worried that all that black around the head is just gonna crowd the face, and it's gonna make the face a little harder to distinguish. Could be the opposite effect. Could actually do like this effect here that the artwork does, and the black there really kind of frames the face, but I don't know that that's gonna work on the three-dimensional model. I don't know. Maybe I should just be painting that white. Hmm. You know what? Let's paint it black. Let's paint it black. I think you're right. I think a nice tight color palette is best here. And I'm going to leave the trim, that orange, because that looks really sharp. Just leave the trim on it. So yeah, all the Extra Life stuff is done. No more public events for the end of this year. And now it's just paint and game. And for fairly soon here, I'm going to have to buckle down again and start to put together a plan for next year. And when I say plan, I mean just cons that I am most serious about attending. And then once I figure out what I want from next year, then I can actually put the word out start recruiting people to be on the con teams. But it's always such a dicey situation because just because people are interested in X amount of cons at the beginning of the year, and then as those cons roll around, they start to drop off. Oh, I can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. And I've had that happen a couple times actually. Someone signs up for all the cons, then ends up doing almost none of them. That puts me in a tough spot too, because I understand that everyone is a volunteer, but we also have to be able to rely on one another to help cover things. And this is going to be critical next year for me, especially because family, like I was saying, family demands on my time are getting a little bit greater, and WonderCon is moving to the LA Convention Center. So, all stuff to be wary of. All right, let's look. Starting to like a lot. Fun. Starting to like. All right. So now, let's go ahead and work on some black with Mr. Scully here. Scully has black eyes, and he's got black in there. So I'm gonna paint in the eye sockets black. Paint that in black. And let's get the inside of the mouth. Now, one thing I do whenever I do the inside of the mouth is I do like a really, really generic black wash just to separate teeth and all of that. Okay, good. And let's start painting this bomb. I'm going to decide, do I want Scully to have a black hat, which is, I believe his artwork is pretty much all black. Or do I want to do a different color and try to separate the cannonball, or sorry, the bomb from his uniform? I think I'm just going to stay with black hat and black black bomb. I would love to help as much as I could. Yeah, I get the sentiment, Tori, and it's great. There's actually a lot of people at this time of year that are like that are willing to help. It's just we're gonna tighten down as we approach the cons, and that's when I start asking people, can you specifically commit for this, and this, and that's where things get a little dicier. So but yeah, I totally appreciate where your intent there. And yeah, hopefully you can get in on some of the teams, and I'm hoping we have a good year next year on the con circuit. Because I'll be honest, this year was, it was fun. I didn't feel like it was as good as our 2014 convention season. Felt that was really strong. We had some of our best teams and whatnot. I just said whatnot. Whatever. Scully's hat has skull and crossbows along the front. So I'm going to have to cut around this fairly carefully. It's a pretty simple miniature, though. It's just really just kind of a skull phantasm thing floating around, and he's got a bomb. That's it. It's not, doesn't get much more simple than that in some of these miniatures. But he does look great. He's not nearly as powerful as the Relic Knights version of Scully. That Scully in the regular Relic Knight form is just really, really gross in terms of what it's capable of. I don't consider it to be. What am I talking about? I just totally. Oh man, I'm just all over the map. Sorry, really am rambling right now because I'm super, super dirt tired. Been a very long week, and I've had a very long day today. Good week, productive week, but very long. There we go. All right. Is that cool? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah, I totally appreciate it, Tori. So, yeah, as we approach, I'll start reaching out to people, and we'll see, who can make what shows and what the commitments will be and all that. I literally was gonna ramble here in half conscious form. Pretty wild. All right. Just gonna put a couple of white dots in the eyes here for Scully. And you notice we're taking a little bit of a break from Kate. That's on purpose because we're going to get Scully to a certain point, then we're going to circle back, hit Kate, and then once again overlap with Scully. When I say hit Kate, we're not going to punch her. We're gonna go back and paint parts of her. All right. So yeah, Relic Knights has been back on the menu now that we have more toys to play with. And I like that. Because even when I was really, really not happy with Relic Knights, I still recognize that it's a fantastic game. And it really is. It's a fantastic game. The theme is just brilliant. And there's nothing else in this theme on the miniature side. There's nothing quite like it. Infinity has a little bit of an anime aesthetic to it, but it's not. But it's not anime. Like it's just an anime aesthetic. This game, has direct anime influences, and it's just tactically, it's a very different game. It's a very fun game for me. I understand, some people don't quite like the fact that it's not your typical skirmish war game. That's what I really like about it. All right. I'm really rambling tonight. It's because I'm so tired. I'm so tired. All right. Let's paint in. Oh. Let's start to paint in the bone for Scully. Okay, all the bony parts of the miniature. So but yeah, we got a lot to look forward to in 2016. Still plan on doing paint days. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do. Is paint days. The thought I had entertained the thought of dropping out of the con scene entirely and just doing paint days and just doing, you know, the little bits, like the smallest amount of stuff that I used to do, or actually right now still currently doing. Thought about it. I don't think that's going to work. And the reason why I don't think that's going to work is because this is me we're talking about, and I tend to want to do a lot, especially with gaming. That gets me in trouble sometimes, but yeah, that's what I really like to do. That was not good, but that's okay. We can fix it. Little mistake there in the mouth. Not the end of the world. CQ tonight was willing to buy a Malia box so I can get a full Malia. Yeah, that's a shame, man. That they still haven't gotten back to you. I think they just, I don't know. They let so many things go through the cracks. I mean, if I were in your shoes, Tori, I'd have to make the choice of, is it worth continuing to pester them with the understanding of the very real possibility that they never get back to you, or that they don't send you what you need, even if they did get back to you. So you got to wrestle with that versus just putting up some money and completing the model. Now, I refresh my memory here. What did you need on the Malia miniature? Because I'll see if I can help you out with that, and that's good too. We can just take care of it here, and you're not waiting on things in the mail. Yeah, let me know. We'll see if it's is it worth it? Ooh, that was bad. The left arm. So it's just a regular flat arm. What if I had a metal Malia rider? Would that suffice? Because I'll see what I got. Same with Suicide Queen. You also need a left arm. That one I probably couldn't help you with. Malia, I might be able to help you with. All right. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't have that kit in front of me. I'll have to look for it off air. Sorry, but I will look for it. Just a matter of when. All right. So now, now that with that we got that underway, now we can start to thin out that black gray and start to put some highlights on the black parts of the miniature. So let's put the first highlight down. Let's do a little flow enhancer on it. Just a drop. Weep. Just to help with that white that I've added to it. Yeah, that's a bummer. I don't know. At this point, there's so many good, the new models are so good. I would probably just try to fix Malia. And then, you know, if we get more people into the game, and let's say somebody wants to pick up a Ren Farah, you know, maybe they can trade you some Suicide Queen parts. All right. So now, just doing a little bit of highlighting on the gun. Real light. I want the guns to stay fairly dark. And you don't need much emphasis on gun like these sci-fi guns. You don't really need a whole lot of action going on there. Plus, it's going to have it. They're going to have, you know, lighter lighting sources. So we'll get to that too. Okay. Now this side. Okay. And then I'm just gonna hit it a few areas with the lighter gray. I'm not really gonna hit all the areas. That's the weird thing about highlighting a black in terms of trying to give it a sheen, a little bit of a sheen, because this is almost like a vinyl suit. You don't have to hit everything. You just put the highlight down in certain spots, and it should look good. See? It's super fast when you've got stand-up detail like what this has. Okay. The lighting source should really pop with the dark guns. Thanks. I hope so. We'll see. We're going to do like an electric blue on the guns. Hopefully that gets us what we want. I think it will. All right, pretty good. Let's highlight Scully. I notice I've been taking my sweet time on these minis too, because I really love painting them. It's you know, I don't feel much urge to rush. So I've been painting them all individually and just kind of enjoying as they go across my painting desk here. So I'm just doing a little highlight of the bomb here on Scully. Scully's pretty damn funny with these bombs. Not so fun in game when you get hit by them, but pretty funny. All right, so little brush strokes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damp brush, soften it down, just kind of feather it out a little bit. That's good too. It'll help help the transitions. Okay. It's almost too much. There. I still think I need more black gray. Just a little kiss of it. Soften these up. There we go. Just soften up that line. You don't really want too much highlighting on that. Okay. Taking your sweet time. Sir, by comparison, my glacial pace, you are the Flash. This is me working at a slow pace. Usually, if you look at some of my productivity in the previous year, it was quite a bit faster. But I'm happy with it. It's this is the fun stuff. Slowing down and just enjoying painting. All right, let's continue on this on the bone here. Gonna do a little off-white highlight. And then I can do a little sepia wash on that, just to give me a little more detail here. But yeah, I'm not trying to brag, but yeah, this is a little bit of a slower pace for me. And it's fun, really enjoying painting these. I still have a bunch more to do, actually. I still have Codebreaker. I still have Sebastian Cross. Still have Master Wu. I call him Master Wu Kung Fu, just because it rhymes, and that was actually a lyric in a song somewhere. Master Wu Kung Fu. Tried out yesterday. I tried out Anthony, who is not only a brilliant model when you paint him, but the playstyle is fun. I really like the whole. Anthony has twin ciphers. One's an angel, one's a devil, and you at the start of your activation you declare which cipher is out. So you go either angel mode or devil mode, and that changes your abilities. You go from offense to defense. I think that's fantastic. Alrighty, so there's that. So let's add a little more white and go up another layer in the black. I think this model is just great. I may not even finish her tonight. We'll see. Although she does look mostly done. Probably stand to do a highlight or two on the orange still. Okay, so I went a little lighter on the gray. Now I'm going to be a little even more particular about where I put this. Ooh. So see, it's just little pieces here and there. That's all it should look like. Little pieces here and there. That looks great. Do a little. Yeah, that looks great. All right, back over to Scully. Now their color schemes are so intertwined. I gotta end up doing the same thing on both models. But on average, do you take to painting a miniature? If it's a single miniature, like a single, say 28 to 32 millimeter model, like one of these, and it's a character, it's usually like 90 minutes, you know, 90 minutes to 2 hours. You guys know on the live feed, that's what we do is we usually pick a miniature like this, and well, more like Kate, I would say. Kate's different because I started the base coat and all that stuff before the live show. But if you watch some of the previous live shows that I've done where I'm only doing a single model, I go start to finish. Like I'll do the entire model, build, prime, and paint in the space of the show. I'm going a lot slower with these. So, like I said, we may not even finish these models tonight, even though I gave myself a little bit of a head start with them. Okay. Did I do enough white there? Okay. So now I'm going to paint these wooden planks. Let's see what we got to do that. I have this color called wood. That might work. Try it. So for now, this is an airbrush paint, so I don't have to thin. I'm just going to hit this. Not really changing the color much, is it? Wood is a fairly orange paint. So that didn't really change the color. Ooh. Helped there, though. Okay. So there's that. I'll probably highlight with a little bit of Iraqi sand. In fact, since I know wood is no longer my base color, I'm going to use it on Scully's gloves. So yeah, last night we played Relic Nights, which was really fun. Enjoyed playing Anthony. And then after we played a 3-player Batman. So we got in 2 of my favorite games last night, Relic Knights and Batman. Batman is not great for multiplayer. It works. Not quite as good as Relic Knights is for multiplayer. But I don't know. I get a little burned out if we do too much multiplayer. I feel like I'm not actually, playing the games as intended. So try to, Frostgrave, Relic Knights, Batman. We're all playing those as multiplayer, and it's not the most ideal situation, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So we got Iraqi sand. Okay, so now we're just going to give this the wood a quick highlight. And when I say quick, almost, it's more of a dry brush. I'm just trying to create spots of dead wood, around edges. And it's going to look a little weird for now. There we go. There. See that? Okay. Let's do that on Scully space. And then we can start. We can wash the skull parts of Scully. And we can actually do the lighting stuff right now. So let's do that. Just going to hit that real quick. Give the planks a little bit of a wear there. Okay. So now I'm going to do this electric blue. Man, I'm going to need to buy myself another size 0 here. My size 0 brush is starting to feel the old age. The crazy amount of wear I've been putting on it. All right, so I'm going to paint that into the spaces here. And I'm not going to be terribly careful about it. Just going to kind of let it kind of flow around that space. Right? So there you go. GW wash bottles are bigger now. Well, that's cool. It's like some of the very few things I actually give money to GW on these days is the washes. I still like them. I still like the washes quite a bit. Particularly sepia. I also really like Athenian Camo Shade. I think that's a great wash. There we go. I'm going to give Scully the same kind of electric blue eyes, because why not? I don't care. I'm just going to dot in his eyes, that blue. Ooh. Actually missed that part of the eye. I'm going to soak that up. There we go. Okay, so now we can wash. Well, hold on. Yeah, let's wash. Let me ask you guys this. Should I do a red shade, or should I highlight up, or should I do both? Highlight up and do a red shade on this model. What do you think? Oh shoot. While I'm here, I'm gonna paint in a little gold belt buckle here. That's not dark enough. Hold on. Yeah, let's do a little gold belt buckle and a little gold pin up here. Okay, let that dry. While I'm at it, let's give Scully some actually brown gloves. That wood color didn't really cut it for his gloves. I'm leaning to both. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to want to highlight yellow, and then I'm going to make a red ink wash / glaze and just run that into the crevices. And it should result in a really like cartoony look for Kate, because it's almost like a non-metallic look. Actually, you have to wash. What am I saying? You have to wash first before you highlight. So let's make ourselves a red ink glaze. Where's my glaze medium? So use a little glaze medium. I guess I'll do this to Scully too, since it's pretty much the same. We're going to go in with a red ink. This is the Privateer press. The P3 inks are fantastic. You can see how bright that red ink is. And a couple drops of water. All right, there we go. So you guys have seen me make these before. Let's mix it up. And if you want to test your glaze, you can just like brush it out, make sure it's transparent. See how I can just kind of move that and make it as thin? That's what you want. You want it to do that. Once you're doing that, you're good. If you are having problems with that being too opaque, then add more water to it first, and then if it's still too opaque, add more glaze medium to it. Oh, I didn't realize there's a little belt under her boobies that's supposed to be black as well. Shoot. I better do that real quick. Bummer. Bummer. I didn't even see that. All right. Yeah, I didn't even see it underneath her boobies right there. Kind of a weird spot for a belt, but okay. It's just a strap, really, cutting across the underboob. It's just weird. Maybe it's like a futuristic sports bra so that her boobs don't bounce around too much when she's in combat. That would be very anti-anime, but I would understand. I would understand the design decision there. So because I didn't put the cape in, I'm going to have to follow the pattern all the way across the back. And down the other side. Okay, and I can highlight that later. All right, we're just going to give that a moment to dry. In fact, while that's drying, we're going to try out my little wash here on Scully. Okay, so now the downside with these types of washes is they take forever to dry. So I'm going to mount him on that. You can see the red there. Now I gotta keep it from actually running onto the wood plank base that I just painted. So I'm gonna have to just keep moving it. There we go. But there, it is giving it a red tinge. And it's giving me a little more depth in the shadow. A little too strong right here across the middle. Again, the beauty of this is you can just pick up you can just pick it up and move it. It's not where you want it to be. It's that simple. There we go. Okay, so that's going to take a little while to dry. And let's go ahead and get going with Kate here. Now you can really start to see a little better definition. It's actually a shame you're not seeing it as well on camera because of the this sheen, the wet sheen. Like, you guys can't really see too much of how that's put in some good shadow there. Oh, geez. Gotta be careful. Okay, so it's gonna take a little while. Oh wow. Take a little while for this ink wash to dry. There's still plenty of other things we could be painting while we're doing that. All right. All right. Good definition here on the leggings. Yeah, that's looking great. Wow. Okay. That should be really awesome once it dries. So here's her. And the other thing too is, if you look at the artwork for Calico Kate, she is wearing like a vinyl type suit. So so with it drying with a little bit of sheen, that's going to work in our favor. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's put a wash down on the plank. There we go. See? The wood's starting to look a lot better. You know, this is broken up plank, so you don't need it. You don't actually want it to look totally uniform. That's why I hit it with such a haphazard highlight. And let's get the bones. There you go. Okay. Let that dry. Still got plenty to do on Kate. So Scully's gonna sit out the majority of the next part. So still got a lot to do with Kate. I need good old glacial blue. So for the lighting effects, I'm going to do the center parts of these things with this glacial blue. If I just paint in a little narrow line in the center. There. It'll look like we've got some lighting in there. Oh, wow. Never really hit that side, did I? See, I'm just, like I said, we're a little haphazard right now. That's okay. Just painting. I'm just going to enjoy. We're going to enjoy this. Okay. And then just to reinforce that lighting, I'll do a little thin, little dry brush around parts of the gun. Make it look like, there's lighting going on. There we go. So those are nice thin layers. They should dry with the effect that we want. You can do it a couple times too if it's not quite what you want. Okay, so still looking sharp here. Next up is I want to highlight the hair a little bit because that wash we did kind of made her hair brown. We need to get back to orange. That's going to be good. So we'll keep that. So I need my. So I'm going to do bright orange. I'm going to highlight with bright orange. This might look a little weird, but this orange is so thin that it kind of forces you to do multiple layers before you really start getting color. So just bear with it. You don't really need to thin it much at all. It's already a super thin color. But it's really bright. This first layer going down, though, you may not see a thing. Well, you can see some. Yeah. So yeah, it is looking pretty good in terms of that red hair that Kate is sporting. So we're now looking much more like a redhead than a brunette. And I'm just going to build this up a little bit. There you go. All right. Still doing all right. Okay, so now we got to do that yellow we're talking about. So we're going to do this sun yellow. And this is going to form up a line highlight just to kind of punch up that orange notch. It's a fairly bright yellow, but I've got to go in thin again. Sorry about the hair, bad call on my part. Oh no, it's fine. It actually it looks more natural. It's not too cartoony, and it offsets the bright orange. So I've got a kind of a muddy orange for the hair, and then bright orange for the body. I think it looks fantastic. All right, So now it's almost like we're treating this like non-metallic metal. The wash down there. Figured I'd look in to see what's happening. What's up, Lord Draconum? This is one of my most eagerly awaited models to paint for this year. Just thought I saw the sculpt, the artwork. I mean, I saw the sculpt online during the Gen Con pre-sale and just lost it. And I was like, yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is it's not a sharp line highlight. What I'm doing is I'm almost just kind of stippling a really thin yellow along where the light is going to hit. And if I'm careful enough about this, and I make sure that you don't see brush strokes, the effect should be pretty nice. I think the effect should be pretty nice. And I'm just going to localize this. So it's all about just picking specific spots. Because it's not, a space marine with really hard edges or anything like that, you're really just trying to pick, you're just following where the light would fall. So you can see on the top, that top thigh there, where the light's falling. That's fun. All right, keep it rolling. I like how thin this yellow is. It's really allowing me to build it wherever I want, move it wherever I want. See, I'm just like literally just picking spots, and instead of painting in a line, I'm just gently stippling. It's looking great. Here's a little golden booty for you, your evening there. A little fire booty. And I know on camera, almost looks like I'm just painting blobs in. That's gonna, when it dries, it's gonna soften up, and all you'll be left with just a crazy good transition. You can especially note it here on the back of the calf, that transition. should look pretty good. But the key is not to drag your brush across it, just stipple it in. When I say stipple, I'm talking about just doing a little stabbing motion. You want to use stippling over areas where you've got large, flat surfaces, like the calves. You got large, long, there's no real hard edges to those calves. And you stipple it in like that. See? Now, if I really want to make this more metallic and really punch it up, I would do like a lemon yellow highlight and hit the biggest peaks. Already has crazy uh, effects on the armor. At this point, I don't see a huge downside to doing that. Other than it might look a little bit weird. And you know what? If it does, it's okay. You can just hit it with a regular orange. Wow. Super fun miniature, though. I'm just going to enjoy it. That's, like I said, that's what I'm trying to do. Just trying to enjoy painting this particular miniature. Ooh. Looks like I got an issue there again. I think I should. What do you think? You think I should go like crazy, punch that orange up? Like a bright, like a lemon yellow or a deep yellow. Deep yellow is not bad. I could do deep yellow. Lemon yellow is really like a neon. Screw it, right? Lemon yellow. If I'm going to stipple lemon yellow, I'm really just talking about like a dot, like a single dot in a couple of places, because that's like taking the place of white on your non-metallic. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. It's going to be just a couple of spots. So now you have a kind of a crazy yellow transition there. And I want a little definition, more definition right there. So you can just take the glaze, apply the glaze there. There we go. All right. Pretty crazy. Let's go yellow ochre. On the bits that are supposed to be gold. I'm wondering if this miniature will photograph well because of the crazy effects I put on it. May not. It may look dumb. But I don't care. It looks fun to me in real life, and I guess I'm gonna be happy with that. So, oops. Sometimes sometimes I paint something that I think looks great, and then I'll take a photo of it, and then I'll look at it in the photo. And it just looks dumb in the photo. So then I don't post it. But then, personally, I'm real happy with it because it looks great in front of me. All right. Next question. What do I do here with this filler around the empty spaces? Maybe blue? Like they're like over water or something? What do you think? Or just black? Or should the whole thing just be black except for, no, blue? Let's do blue. And you know what? If it looks terrible, we'll do black. I'm going to do this too while I'm here. I've always had problems with photos and minis in real life. I feel your pain. Yeah. Sometimes they look great in the photo, but sometimes they're just going to look weird. This model may not look good in a photo. There's just so much going on with it. I'm just hitting a sun yellow highlight on the hair. Because why not? It's just so, with the effects, it's just so busy. Really looking forward to trying her though. She has the first mate rule, so you can pick a model from your cadre to be your first mate, and they get a stat bonus. That's going to be really interesting. So if I have a strong individual player on my Corsairs roster, I can make a really strong miniature. Like I could make a really strong Emilial, whatever that void unique is. I could also do, I could make a stronger Moffat or a stronger Kanobo. There's a lot of things I could be doing. Moffat might be fun to make her first mate. All right, so now I'm just gonna put that in. I'm just about done, at least for where I want to take this model. So I think I will just finish her. We'll put a few more minutes on this show just to finish. What an absolutely lovely model, though. Just gorgeous. I painted her to she kind of looks like an American gladiator right now. Part of the charm, I suppose. There you go. So just gonna paint that in blue. Not gonna do anything special there. Just leave it blue. You can always come back in and highlight it, but it's so perfectly flat. I don't really have a plan. It does kind of fit this whole space pirate theme, though. So we got that, which is great. Okay, there we go. So now all I got to do is, well, before I do that, do a quick highlight. Scully. A couple spots, nothing big. There you go. And let's paint the outer lip. Super fun. Gotta play more Relic Knights. Just having so much fun painting the new stuff. And some of the playstyles are awesome. The Malia, the new Questing Knight Malia playstyle is really fun. It's tricky too because she's such a, I thought Marie Claude was vulnerable. Man, Questing Knight Malia, you really have to. You got to play sneaky with her. She's a great cadre ability though. She starts everyone off with a held. All the uniques. So on models like Dark Space Candy and Cola, it's a huge boon to have a little 9-point model like that with a rapid fire trigger and have them start the game with a held Esper. That's quite nice. You can do Betty and Lug with a held Esper. That's crazy good to start those two off with the held. Not so much for use in abilities, but if you're going to go around and infuse tokens or anything like that, fantastic for it. Okay. So again, nothing real special on the blue. Yep, get back and paint some Batman too. So we got some fair amount of Batman stuff to paint. And also now have another larger project that I'm about to start. So busy time for us to be painting. Especially my own stuff. I'm this busy, I really shouldn't be painting my own stuff, but sorry, needed the break. All right. So let's get this stuff cleared out and then I'll show you guys how all this looks. All right, so there's that. Wow. Wow. My paint area has really become a wreck. I'm gotta do a little cleanup over here. Just too much stuff. Really have to go through and clean this out. All right, I'm gonna put this. I'll put it right here, I suppose. There we go. Okay. Get that thing out of the way. Okay. In fact, I'll turn this around. Whoop, there, so we can see a little bit better. All right. So here's what we did tonight. I'll show off Scully first. Scully has almost nothing interesting about him. He's just kind of a rag and a pair of gloves and a bomb. So he's not that great. He's an accessory. He's a fashion accessory here. That need for a break is why I paint. All right, and she's looking very anime. So yeah, here's Kate. See if I can get Kate to focus. Is it even trying to focus at this point? It's interesting. I don't know. Is that focused? Focus. Yeah, it's still trying. Come on. Oh man, still a little too close. I need something to. Ah man, what if let's bring some light over it. Yeah, here's Kate. Glue some rope to that bomb. So yeah, here's Calico Kate. Super fun miniature. I don't think you guys can see any of the detail on the face or anything like that. That's a bummer. How about if I just left her there? No, you can't. You still can't. Yeah. Yeah, you can't really make out the face. That's a bummer. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Had a lot of fun painting this miniature. I'll see if she photographs. I'm kind of skeptical at this point. I'm still gonna need to seal her and do all that stuff. But yeah, super fun, man. What this may be my sculpt of the year. And I painted Skeletor this year. I should let you guys know. I painted Skeletor this year. I painted Batman stuff this year. I painted Court of Owls. Painted incredible stuff this year. And this, in my opinion, may be the best sculpt I painted this year. I painted a Castellan. Still think this might be it. Anyway, cat looks nice. Almost reminds me of Captain Marvel from the Marvel. Oh, nice call. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I think I'm going to go to bed now, guys. I'm exhausted. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in and staying up with me. And I think we're just going to call it there. So thanks, and we'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night.